I'm gonna hit record then.
Yep.
Awesome, dude. Man, I appreciate you coming on, Cam.
Yeah, no problem. I'm like, I mention you, I don't want to say all the time, so I don't want to sound like a freak, but I do mention you to my boys because you're about the same age as them. And I was, Truett, he just quit his normal job and how he's like influenced her life. And I'm telling him, I'm like, fuck, I listened to this podcast, this Nock Performance, this kid, he does a great job. And I said, you could do the same thing. I mean, it's so I use you because I think you do a good job. You're young. It's not, you don't have to be like a professional athlete to have a podcast or anything. You just have to be a guy who's talks to interesting people. And so you're like an example I use for Truett specifically.
That's funny. Tell Truett to answer a DM. I hit him up a long time ago, that bastard.
Yeah, I will. He's I don't know. I don't know how much time he's got. He's got some crazy schedule. He's doing now 10 miles a day, 1,000 pull-ups a day and lifting. So we'll
Which is
see.
wild. That's
Yeah,
wild.
it's a lot of work.
It is. Dude, I'm gonna ask you let's just clear the air because I'm sure a lot of people are thinking it. So we might as well just get it out on the table. What the fuck are you doing on my podcast right now? People have been wanting this for so long. I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't believe it's happening. I appreciate the hell out of it.
It must be the stash. I don't know. I think there's no way you should not be a cop with that stash.
I
You know what I
used to
mean?
be, man. I used to
I
be.
know. I know.
Yeah.
You were built for it. I mean,
I never even had it when I was though. That's the thing.
oh, really? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm on here because I hate podcasts, but I do. I mean, I like your grind. I like what you do. Um, I know you've had some of my friends on here. I think you had Eric McCormick on, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, a while ago too. Eric's a good guy, man.
Yeah, yeah, he's a stud. So, I mean, I just keep track of what you do. I'm always trying to find interesting podcasts, and most of the time, I think I found one, and I start listening, and I'm trying to get a run in. And I want to zone out for a while, and then I'm like, "Fuck, this podcast sucks." So somehow I found yours, and it keeps me entertained on my run. So that's why I'm here.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate that. How's the foot? I know you're not giving it a voice, but how's that doing?
Uh, I don't know. It's there. So we're doing big mountain run tomorrow. My first. I mean, I've been running every day, but I haven't got into the mountains like normal. So tomorrow, me and my brother are heading up to. I mean, it's sort of a real mountain. It's called Three Finger Jack. So we'll see how it does there.
Taylor crushed it at the Crazy Mountain 100. I went over there to check the scene out. A buddy of mine was running it as well, but Taylor finished damn quick.
Yeah, he's a stud, dude. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Taylor is a freak. He's like, you know, I don't think people realize how much work it takes to be. I mean, those races, they crush tough guys. I mean, it's you have to be more than tough. There's has to be a lot of things that go into it, and plus have a good day. But Taylor puts in, 500,000 foot of climb a year, and so his legs are built for stuff like that. But I was glad to see him have a good race because last year I mean, that's a really hard 100. He paced me the first year they had it, which was a couple years ago. Then he did it last year and ended up having to drop. And then this year, yeah, had to put together a great race, worked really hard preparing. So I was glad to see it. So yeah.
I was too. I paced out there a little bit last year and didn't this year, but my buddy after the race, after he finished, because he DNF'd the year before, and he's like,
Yeah.
was that one section like super sketchy when you could basically fall off a cliff? And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was. He's like, I don't
Yeah.
remember it being like that last year, but this year I was really worried. I'm like, dude, it's fucking dangerous out there, man.
Yeah. That part, I went through that at night.
So did we. Yep.
Yeah, it's legit. You gotta pay attention to what you're doing for sure. But uh yeah, I mean those are huge tests. I know you've done some ultras too, because I've listened to I think the Mid States Mile or something I think you've done. But yeah, it's just how it goes. It's you just push past where normally you would have quit a long time ago and you're still going somehow. And that's the name of the game there.
Absolutely. We were talking shit, some friends and I were we were like, man, if we got Cam, Goggins, and Chad Wright at that mid-state mile loop and just let them fucking have at it, they might run
Yeah.
for 5, 6, 7 days.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It takes, you know, that's the big thing about races like that, because Courtney does a lot of the last man standing, and to have a good performance, you have to have somebody else there to push, otherwise it's
Mhm.
over. And so getting like people who will push hard is how you get that special day, or lots of multiple days. But you have to have, there's always freaks there, but you have to have like a Chad or a Goggins. Man, who knows when they throw in the towel? It'd be a while. Be fun.
Did I hear that you were trying to hook up Chad and get him over into
Yeah.
Oregon, get on the pod? Hell yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna come. I just want to be, it was right when I was dealing with that, whether I thought I was gonna have surgery, and then I decided last minute not to. So I had him slated, but yeah, we're gonna make it happen. I haven't, I we did an event together, and I don't think I ever really even talked to him, but I listened to him speak. It was at America Fest or something like that,
Mhm.
and him speaking, I was just like, holy shit, this guy is freaking dialed in. I liked what he had I just liked his attitude, right? And so then I've watched, of course, a lot of his content, but I just really respect him and his story. So I'm excited to get him out here and share some suffering with him, and just get him on the podcast and hear what he has to say. But a lot of respect for Chad. Yeah.
Without question. I think he's getting into bow hunting a little bit too, which will be fun. Learn from you a little
Yeah.
bit. That'll be sweet.
Yeah. I saw him shooting that bow, but yeah, all good. There's so many cool people out there. This is what I love about social media. I mean, people talk shit on it all the time, and there's a lot of stuff that kind of gets old, but man, just a community. If you I guess control your community or who you're interacting with, it's an amazing place. And the people who I choose to focus on, they help me to become better every day. And I love it. I wouldn't know about Chad. I wouldn't know about Courtney. Wouldn't have hooked up with Goggins, when we did years ago, if it wasn't for social media. So is what it is.
I'm not trying to pump your tires or anything, but that's one thing I admire about you, and especially with your show, and you're very forthcoming about it, is that you're not afraid to like put yourself around others that are better than you so you can just take as much information and learn from them as well.
Yeah.
I try to do the same thing, man.
Yeah, it's I just growing up in a small town, you can kind of fool yourself and think you're a beast, and it's just like, well, who the fuck are you comparing yourselves to? I mean, are you comparing yourselves to beasts, or are you just like a little better than average compared to average? You know what I mean? So I there was some freaks out there in that little town that I grew up in, but just what I learned is, man, it's a big world, and there's a lot of people I can learn from. I didn't know that this level of performance, or uh just this mindset was out there, from where I grew up. And so once you start just lifting your head up and open your eyes and on what people are doing out there, then I'm like, man, I could, I'm never going to be like elite or an Olympian or anything like that. But if I can somehow spend time around these people and get better because of them and because of their mindset, because of what I can learn from them or quiz them on, then man, I just cherish those times, the hours, the miles, the words that we share, because it's a short glimpse, or just a sliver of time. But man, I write about it, I think about it, I talk about it on other podcasts, and it just impacts me so much. But yeah, this just I love being around the best of the best, because that's who I feel like I can learn and improve from. I'm not really I can't really get fired up to hang around people who are just getting by. And so
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, me neither. And you've heard it too, man. It's cliche, but like that whole you are who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And it's fucking, I mean, it's one of the most true things you're gonna hear. And if
Mhm.
you're hanging around bums, like I hate to fucking break it to you, but you're gonna end up being one.
Yeah, I was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know all about it, but that's not your future's not written in stone. You can change it. That's not your destiny. Because just because I was a small town drunk loser doesn't mean that that's what I was going to be till I died. So you can change. You can change tomorrow. You can change tonight. Tonight you can get out and go put in some miles and say, no, I'm not going to drink tonight. I know it's Saturday night, and I'm just not going to drink. I mean, go put in do something positive. And so you can control your destiny. And that's, that's hard for some people, or not hard to accept, but sometimes we don't realize that because we just get so immersed in, the shit we're going through with the job or the relationships or the people. And man, once you like change that perspective, sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, man, you don't need an introduction or anything like that. And I've read your book. Everybody's read your book for the most part that follows me, I'm sure, and they follow your story. I think we have like 1,500 mutual friends or something, which is basically like half of my following. Um,
Nice.
but everybody like sees you now, right? Like successful podcast, elk hunter, gets to go on all these cool hunts, Gucci'd up, Rolexed out, right? Like all that's fucking fine and dandy, but it didn't always used to be like that. Yeah, where is that thing? Come on
I
now.
don't know. That's a shit. I'm out of uniform.
That's all good. But that didn't always used to be the case, man. And we know your story for the most part, but is there an example that you can think of hunting wise where like you think back now just looking back, being like, damn, I fucking wanted it. Like the extent that you would go to when you first started 30 plus years ago of being like working a full-time job, trying to get by, no money, no time, fucking, quote unquote, a loser. Can you think of anything? And I'm sure there's a couple instances in your book, but just being like, dude, that was wild that I did that. I fucking wanted that bad.
uh, you know, I don't know. I always thought I had to give more effort than everybody else. I thought that was the only path I had. And so I never thought about, wow, I'm, going harder than anybody. I guess in the back of my head, I thought that I was outworking almost everybody, probably not Roy, my buddy, but I was outworking everybody and I deserve success. And, that that's good and bad because just because you think you deserve success doesn't mean shit. You still have to make it happen. So I busted my balls. I was back there in the wilderness for days and days and days. I remember one really hard time when True was, he was a baby and he hadn't even started talking. And I was like always questioning whether I should be at home or whether I should be in the mountains and just kind of torn and like wondering if was all this effort worth it and just kind of questioning everything. And yeah, so times like that, they're a it's a check. You're putting yourself out there. And I remember I was like even emotional by myself. I think I had a camera and I was filming myself saying just some stupid stuff, but I was just like beat down. It was miserable. I was missing everybody. I was questioning what my purpose was. And yeah, so when you fight through stuff like that and then you find success after being questioning yourself, because everybody puts on an act. I mean, everybody wants to pretend they're a beast. Everybody wants to pretend like they can just withstand anything and they're never affected. But when you're honest with yourself and you see that how low you are and how beat down I was and how much I was questioning myself, and then you come out of that and get a bull killed, that's powerful stuff, dude. And so I did that a number of times. A number of times I went and people would say, why would you drive 8 hours to, the Eagle Cap Wilderness and I didn't have any vacation time. I'd leave on Friday after work and I'd hunt for like a day and a half and get home with no sleep on Monday and then say, why would you do that? But when I killed a bull, nobody really, nobody said that was stupid. They're just like, well, they didn't really say anything. It's just like nobody wants to give credit. But to me, I was like, it just gave me so much confidence because I had so many doubts and insecurities growing up. And when those manifest themselves in the mountains and you still it kind of can take you back and you still feel like that kid who hadn't done anything. And then when you can just keep fighting and find success, it's like it's incredible. So that's um examples like that are why I'm where I am today. You can't get that any other way than just blood, sweat, and tears. And I spilled a lot of them.
What's so great about elk hunting and just hunting in general too is like, hey, you might have had a good year, like last year, right? 23 was sweet. But
Mm-hmm.
this year, dude, 3 weeks from now, none of that means fuck all.
No.
You start from scratch every
Yeah.
single season, man.
Yep. Yep. You gotta earn it every time. You can't rest on your laurels. And I seldom think about the good shots I made. I obsess about the screw ups, and I don't know if that's good or bad. That's just the way it is. But I forget the success. I have the mouse and it's all great, but what I look when I go into my gym, what I look at is like the pictures of Roy, the pictures of like some of these crazy adventures we've had from years ago. I don't really look at like the San Carlos bulls and just be like, oh man, I'm a badass bow hunter. I killed that bull. I never ever think about anything other than um just how I can get better. It's nice having those memories up there. If you want to, somebody comes and you want to talk about some of the heads, that's cool. But for me personally, I'm always like, how can I get better? It's, what I've done last year, 10 years ago, or 30 years ago, doesn't matter. I gotta prove it every year.
Yeah. I mean, you see it as much as I do on the internet. Like there's people all over the place talking this, talking that. Not a whole lot of doing, it seems like. At least with the people I follow there is, but I mean, we
Yeah.
all see it when we're randomly scrolling. And what I've noticed, at least with a couple people, for instance, you've had Brian Barney on the show, so have I. Brian's, super cool. You've had Dan on. And then I watched some of your videos too. And what I think really stands out with all three of you guys, obviously you guys are really successful in the mountains, is that there's like that switch, right? Like we're not really fucking off. We're not really joking a whole lot. I can tell how serious you guys are. Like you're there to do a job and you guys take it very seriously. And of course, everybody's out there for their own reasons, but I mean, we all train all year long for this, and we're not freaking baking cupcakes out here, man. Like it's very obvious to see that y'all are just focused and dialed. Where's
Yeah.
that come from?
Yeah. I just think that's what it takes. If you want to do this, if you want to make a name for yourself, or if you want to go on the best hunts or get these opportunities, man, you better want it. Not only want it more than anybody, but you also gotta um, show that you're worth whatever. And so those guys, both Dan and Brian, they take this very seriously. It's their life pretty much. Elk hunting is, well, Brian loves big mule deer right now, but as far as being bow hunters, they're dedicated. It's a daily dedication, and that's what sets, I think, the people who, when you mention by name, people are like, oh yeah, I've heard of that guy. The reason why people have heard of that guy is because of this daily dedication, because they're outworking pretty much everyone else out there. And people can say whatever they want. They can say about wherever people get to hunt. They can say about what weapon you use, like maybe archery hunters have an advantage over rifle hunters. It doesn't matter. The point is, if you're gonna be somebody who, if you mention a name, somebody's like, yeah, I heard of that guy. He's a bow hunter, right? Okay, then that you better be dedicated to this every single freaking day. And if you're not, that's fine too, because everybody's busy. But I can tell you how it's going to go. You're gonna kill a bull, maybe one or two bulls every 10 years, and um, if you're good with that, great. I don't. Those guys aren't good with it. I'm not good with it. I expect to kill on every single hunt. I know they do too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've heard you talk about this a little bit, but I want to ask this question on here just for everybody else. Why did it take you so long to quit your full-time job? I know you loved it, and I know you loved your team and your guys and stuff. Can you dive a little bit deeper into that though?
Um. Yeah. I mean, uh, man. Bottom line is, when Tanner was born, I didn't know shit. Young father, had a Toyota two-wheel drive with a car seat in the middle of it with a stick shift. And Trace mentioned it today. People pull up beside us in this truck. It's Trace, me, and Tanner in this car seat. This little frick, not even a king cab, and looked over and would laugh. Right. So at that time, I just remember I wanted to get a job at the local utility. And there's two of them here, eWeb and Springfield Utility Board. eWeb is in Eugene. And if you could get a job there, man, you had it made. So I was like, I would just pray if I could just get a good job that I could have a career instead of working in a warehouse like I did, or construction or whatever. So long story short, I got the job. on the construction crew at Springfield Utility Board, moved up to buyer, was out for 20 years, then a superintendent. And that's where I developed the relationship with the guys and so much loyalty to the company. But the crux of it is I didn't have shit. I didn't, that job changed my life. And that job allowed me to pursue, I was working 8 hours a day, maybe 9, 10 hours a day at the most, not like at the warehouse where I was working 16 hours a day. So it allowed me to chase like my writing dreams or my hunting dreams and still earn a good living. So I think about when I had nothing, and then I think about all the opportunities that that job gave me and a career, and I couldn't quit. It was like, how can I quit a job that I prayed to get? And I said, this, the best job I've ever had. And then also leading men to construct on the construction crew and engineering and, doing a job that matters, purchasing, saving, the public here that pays for water and power, saving them money. It matters, right? And so to me, a normal freaking, I'm not, I don't deserve to have what I have. So it's like, how could I quit a job where I was making good money and it is a respectful job that is important in the community? Who am I to quit a job like that? So I just couldn't do it for many years. So, um, it was still hard. It's worked out obviously, but it was tough. It was tough to quit.
Correct me if I'm wrong too here, but obviously you're gaining success in other avenues while you're working this job, obviously bow hunting, all your sponsors, everything like that. But it was probably a great way to just keep yourself humble, keep yourself in check a bit, no?
Yeah, and also it kept me from killing myself not suicide seriously, but overtraining because this is what my wife could tell you all about this right now. If I don't have, I mean, I will just do too much. That's all there's to it. So I had to be at work all day. I couldn't kill myself like physically. Right now, yeah, now who knows what. It's like, there's nothing to tie me down. But I'm also worried about Trude a little bit, like on this too, because he's so, I whether it's good or bad, but I sort of screwed up the boys and pushing them so much and saying that, hey, you got to outwork everybody if you're going to be somebody. And so now with Truett quitting his job, now I see him kind of mirroring. He could do too much too. He's got that potential. So anyway, yeah.
You still try though, man, with those lunch runs, those little quick lunch rips. We miss those,
Yeah,
man.
I
Those were
know, I
good
know.
shit. Those were good shit.
I know. It was good. I mean, yeah, I just did what I had to do, but I loved it all. I never, I love what I do, what I'm doing now, but I loved also working with the guys and just, having to get up early and get in miles and or lunch or the lunch run or at night. I loved it. I loved it all, but I also love what I do now and being able to go run in the mountains tomorrow too. So no complaints.
I'm happy to see that you seem to be taking your recovery a little bit more seriously nowadays, though, over the past few years. Am I correct by saying that? The tubs, the saunas. I don't think you
Yeah,
stretch
yeah.
out at all. I don't think you stretch it, do you?
No, no, but I get massages twice a week. So I
Okay.
got a table up above the gym. So I got really good masseuses come in, and Tuesday and Friday they work on me. But yeah, sleep just wasn't a luxury I could even consider. It was like whatever. People talk about sleep all the time. I was just sick of it. So I would just, what I just, sleep is important. I even told True recently, I said, hey, if you're going to be doing 10 miles a day, 1,000 pull-ups and lifting, I said, you got to be sleeping like 9 or 10 hours, which for me, giving somebody advice on sleep seems crazy. But yeah, no, I'm doing a little bit better. And other than my foot, I feel like I've had some good races this year. I felt, there's no coincidence, I just didn't have time to do it right. But this year I've felt really good physically up until this foot thing.
Now that you're not quote unquote working full time, clocking in and out, are you do you try to stay on a kind of regular routine? Like, hey, go to bed at this time, wake up, train here, lift here, sauna, cold plunge. Like, I mean, everybody's probably curious. What's your daily routine look like if you try to stick to one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely getting more sleep than for me, than not probably not as much as other people get, but getting more. But yeah, I like to run. I think I mentioned it to you when we talked about doing this podcast. I like to run. It's usually hottest around maybe from 3 to 5:30 or 6. So that's when I run. I like suffering in the heat. And then everything else is kind of around that. But I know I'm going to run in the hottest part of the day. So I just make sure I get some good calories in before that, shoot some pretty much shoot arrows pretty much, off and on all day. And yeah, that's pretty much my routine now. Now I kind of go to bed about the same time. It's not even that late. It's like an old man now, but feels good.
I love that.
Yeah,
Man, fuck it. Yeah. Cold plunge too. You do that first thing in the morning before you train or no?
I hate that thing. Uh, I've actually haven't been doing it that much lately. My wife is like an everyday thing, but yeah, I the sauna helps. Well, actually, I thought the sauna would make it a little easier. It actually makes it worse because you're even so instead of being like whatever your body temperature is and then going into 37 degrees or 35 degrees, I think we got it at, you're at 190 degrees in the sauna, then going to that. So the swing is crazy. Or I thought, oh, I'm going to be so freaking hot and miserable. This is going to feel good. No, it's like worse. So I'm big on the sauna. I love the sauna. I want to get that stupid bike in the sauna. I was trying to figure out how I could get it in there.
Wild, man.
And but yeah, the cold plunge, man, I've been putting my foot in it mostly, but yeah, I've taken a little break from that in the last couple weeks.
You have
I
one
need to
of
get
the
back.
you have one of the Sisus?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good sauna. Yeah.
By the time
Did
this
you have
comes, we have an infrared, but by the time this comes out, last week's episode will be with Pete. I had him on. He's a fucking cool
Oh,
guy,
okay.
man.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's young too and just kicking ass. I was so impressed
Yeah.
with just just how he navigates business and his vision. And I'm like, God dang, when I was your age, I was a freaking idiot. So props to you. But yeah, he's a good guy.
Are you still running without water? And I know you don't recommend that, but I stole that from you when I would train from races. And it's not
Yeah.
fucking smart to do, but I actually really like it because you know how tough those races are. You run
Yeah.
out of water. You need to get used to that. You still doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. I never take water. Yeah, never take water. It was a rough one. The roughest one we had. I mean, I felt bad because I had a guess, but it was that Mitch Aguilar, and I didn't. We were on the hill for quite a while. I did scrounge up a couple bottles of water for him, but we were up there for like 5 hours, and it was hot as hell. And I'm kind of used to it, but then I felt bad. He did have. We got him a couple bottles of water, but that was a long 5 hours when it's 100. I was starting to get dried out. But
Well,
no, I
hell
do
yeah.
that. I do that just because, I don't wear socks. I don't take fuel. I don't, I just want to make myself pretty much as miserable as possible. And then in a race or on a hunt, when I'm not intentionally making myself miserable, then I should be able to perform because I'm going to have all these advantages with the water, the height, the fuel, and of course your feet are not going to be torn up. So my thought is that I just try to get tough, from feet to body to mind to out of water. That doesn't mean shit. You got to keep going, and instead of letting those type of thoughts detract you from the goal, they're just non-factor now. So yeah, I still do it.
Cool. I could be talking out of my ass though. Did I see something that said you were working on another book, or am I just bullshitting?
Yeah, no, you're making that up. No, it's yeah, I just turned in the manuscript for it, so it's called Undeniable, and it's about Endure was kind of like my story about getting to wherever, achieving whatever goals I had. And Undeniable is about once you make it, how do you stay there? What have I and mostly, I mean, it's about yeah, how do I stay there and what I do and kind of, it's the come up it's the come up is almost easier because you're hungry. You want to prove people wrong. You got all these haters, you got all these whatever. And so you're like, fuck everyone, watch me. And then you get it. And then you're like, you get to where you wanted to be the whole time. And it's like, okay, well, now what? Got to either take it to another level or just keep working your ass off. So it's about like the lessons I've learned from all these outliers I've had come in because I've had some of very successful people, and like what I've learned from them and how I can parlay it into my experience and what I do, and it can what I've learned that can help me achieve my goals. So I have that in the book, and it's I think it's good. The publisher thinks it's going to be kick ass, you know. So yeah, should be coming out pretty soon.
Awesome. Yeah, people get comfortable once they think they made it, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of feel entitled, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, in what we do, like with hunting, it's man, there's only a few positions where, you know, like you might have, like Hoyt might have a signature bow for me, or, you know, Speedland might sign and have my shoe. There's only a few of those opportunities out there, and everybody wants them. So I say, you could knock me off. Somebody could. You're gonna have to work to do it. I'm not giving this position up. So it's all good. I love the competition. And you know, I have people telling me they're gonna come and beat me on the run or outshoot me or whatever. And I'm like, that's good. That's good. I'd like to see that. So
What's your writing process look like?
uh like for the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's mostly just kind of, well, starting out with a blueprint of what I wanted to cover, 10 chapters and like different lessons that I learned from some of the more unique people or the most successful people. And then I'll focus on that lesson for each chapter pretty much. And yeah, then it's just, you know, I go through the podcast, listen to what we talked about. Or like with Courtney, you know, I know her story probably as well as she does, just because I've been a fan forever, and she's such a freak. And I'm infatuated with people who are pushing the boundaries of what they do. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's ultra running or science, or it doesn't matter to me. But there's something about those type of people that got them to that place, and I want to know what it is. So that's kind of what I do. I kind of break down, you know, the podcast and then other discussions I've had with them, or interactions, or questions that I threw at them afterwards. And yeah, it's all that. It's just, you know, this life is just always trying to get better, always trying to learn. Um, you know, I feel like I can learn and get better every single day. And that's my goal. So that's kind of what the book's about.
When you say breaking down the podcast, you're talking about ones that you've recorded with your people.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that weird for you, rewatching back your own content and shit like that, or not really?
Yeah. I mean, I hate listening to myself, but
Dude,
anytime I listen,
I hate it too, man.
yeah. I was just like, I was watching this video last night. It was on Courtney. Somebody ripped footage and made this thing on her, and so they had clips in of my podcast with her, and it was cool. They gave me credit. It's all good, but uh, I was like, there's this one part where I said, I asked her, and they cut her off. So because I even watching the show last night, I'm like, why the hell would I have asked her that? But I said, do you think you're at your peak? Are you the best you've ever been? Or can you get better? Or is your best in the past? And now it's all downhill. She's like, what would you think I would say to that question? I said, I don't
Cam,
know.
Cam, when I fucking was watching that for the first time,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
paused it. I was like, I can't believe you just asked her that. It's so fucking funny that you just say that right now.
Yeah. So I watched that show last night, and I'm just like, holy shit, what a stupid question. But I think it was because I think she turned it around and she asked me, like, she goes, well, what do you think?
Yeah.
Are you at your best yet? And I'm like, well, I'm getting old. And I said, but if I could, if I remember, I didn't watch it again, but if I remember, I think I said, you know, I tried the keto before, maybe I could get a little lighter, maybe get a little more efficient, maybe I could do a little faster. So maybe I'm not quite there yet. So that's what most people should say, I would think. Who would
Yeah.
say, no, I mean, I don't know. No competitor is going
I'm
to say that.
washed up. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I'm washed up. Right. Exactly. So, but when I saw that clip, I was just like, holy shit. God, I'm an idiot. But
That's so
anyway,
funny. Dude,
I'm just
it's
like, yeah.
I'll have people hit me up and they'll be like, "Hey, like I just found your podcast. Just listen to episode 1." I'm like, "Don't listen to that shit."
Yeah.
Like I still don't think I'm very good at this, but I know that I'm getting better. I'm like, "Yo, listen to like from 100 on would be better." Like the first ones, we started off with like a little pocket recorder and it was just weird moments of silence. And I mean, you know how it
Right.
is. It's fucking
Yeah.
awkward, like at a point, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I get more nervous when I have like the scientists because I mean I can talk to the athletes and I can talk to hunters and that's all good. But when you start can now you we're talking about smart people, God, I'm freaking lost.
that's
Those
how
guys stress me out.
that's how it was too. Because I told my dad, I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get Cam on. He's like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, make sure you come prepared and this, that, and the other. I'm like, I
Don't
kind
fuck
of,
it up.
I was like, I just really want to shoot the shit with the guy, man. He doesn't like
Yeah.
podcast. I don't want to just pepper him with questions, which I'm probably doing at this point. But
No,
I was like, man,
that's your job.
I just want to let it freaking fly. And it's just when you put too much pressure on it, then it just turns into a freaking dumpster fire. So I was like, I can
Yeah.
chop it up with him, man. He's a hunter. We do the same shit. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about it. So
Yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah. It's I don't know. I don't do a lot of podcasts, but like I said, I like how you go about it. So yeah, I mean, if you got a million questions, doesn't matter to me. I'm good.
do you have to kind of check yourself though, and maybe you get somebody that flies in that you really might look up to, maybe Courtney in a sense at the beginning, or I'm trying to think who else, maybe like a Huberman, right? Like get super nervous, or do you have to put yourself in check to come like not come off as somewhat fanboyish or anything?
Uh, no, because I kind of how I do it, I think helps me. Because we spend like like Courtney stayed here for like 3 days. We ran
Mm,
every day. So I get all that out. So I get that we kind of form a connection or a little bit of trust, or just we talk the whole time anyway. So by the time the podcast comes, that's usually after everything that I've
yeah,
done with them or we've shared a little bit of suffering. It's all good. We have a bond a little bit, so it makes it easy.
yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
Have you put an arrow through that Chevy yet or no?
I'm trying. I'm trying. God, that thing is so sick, dude. I
Tell me
do
about
not
that
want.
truck. I was fucking around on your page before I got you on here, but will they only
Yeah.
make like 50 or a couple hundred of them, or what's the deal with
I
that
think
thing?
I think they're making 300 is what they said. But yeah, they're 208,000. They are freaking that truck is insane. I've had some nice trucks that I gave away. The Raptors, great truck. That last TRX was, it was like 110,000. It's really a nicer truck than I've ever really had. And this one is like next level. It's crazy. And
You might need to
so
hold on to that
Fox,
one for a little longer.
I that's what I say, I mean, I Fox is they just approached me. They just said that, the way I do my giveaways, it's uh it's just better. It's more authentic than the other giveaways that they've seen. So they're just like, normally I buy those trucks. I buy them and that's kind of like a marketing expense to, say, hey, you buy a shirt and hat, you could win this truck type thing. So I just paid for the other trucks. This one, they just said, we just like your style. We think you could get some eyes on it and we just want to give it to you. And I was just like, awesome,
All right.
sweet. And now I'm driving it. I'm like, I don't want to fucking give this thing away. I might just forget about that giveaway.
Why do you
But
think
yeah.
people get so pissed off with the arrow through the truck window, the no socks, the marathon a day, the no water, like all the, let's call a spade, unique things that you do on a daily basis? Why do you think people get so fucking worked up about it?
Um,
I know you don't give a shit.
no, but I mean, to be honest, if I was God, I don't know how to say it exactly, but if I wasn't me, if I was in a normal place where I was in my normal life before, I've had some success, I would fucking hate me because I'd be like, this fucker gets to go on all these sick hunts, buddies with Rogan, gets to go to the fights, has his fucking Rolex. I would be like, fuck this guy. Now he's got this sick truck that he's shooting through. I don't blame people. I don't. And part of it, I'll be some of it I troll. Like I do. I don't need to put a target on my truck and shoot it. Well, I could just go in my backyard and just shoot. I just have targets out here, and I don't need to shoot the truck. I do it kind of to fuck with people, and it's whatever. I don't know if it's fun, but I mean, I get the hate because I said I would probably hate me too. But yeah,
Are
that's
you
I don't
still
know.
a so you are still a comment reader then?
Um, I'll just leave. I think I scan most posts, but I don't delete anything.
Mm.
So people can say whatever. I mean, if they're here's what I want. If they say something about me, fuck it, whatever. If they say something about a person I'm with or one of my friends, or then you're fucking gone. I mean, it's just stupid. I'll take the shots. I'm used to it. I deserve it. I do stuff intentionally just to kind of screw with people, so I get it. Hate me, that's great. But if it's family, friends, somebody else, or a guest, nah, you're just gone. But yeah, I don't the hate, whatever. It's just the way it goes. There's a lot of it's again, like I said, I do it. I kind of entice it a little bit, but also some of it is I get it. I understand, and that's just society today. So I can't be too judgmental.
Yeah, you were. I hit you up a couple months ago, but you were asking for it with the Gucci outfit during that marathon or whatever it was, man.
Yeah, that was
So
sick. I
I was
know.
laughing.
Oh yeah, that was a total just like obviously that was a troll job, but
Yeah,
it was just fun. I mean, God, you got to keep it interesting, right? What are you gonna
got
do?
to,
Just the same shit every day?
got to.
Yeah. So yeah, I just that was just a fun story time going down to LA and running with the, Jelly and Tom and Bert. It's like, man, you can't what are you gonna wear? You can't just wear your freaking gym shorts from high school and, you know, t-shirt. You gotta do something special.
That's it. You looking
Yeah.
forward to any fights coming up? What's up with your boy Kobe? I haven't seen him trolling anywhere recently.
Ah, God, I know. I I hope he's got a fight coming up. The fight he was supposed to have that I thought was done was Ian Gary,
So
which
did
would be a
I.
good one.
Yep.
It'd be a good one. And I was actually at the fight. I thought the last fight I was at, I thought they were close to having that signed. So I don't know what happened. These fighters, everybody has egos, everybody has, high emotions. So shit happens. I get it. But that would be, Ian's kind of on the come up. Colby's been like, at the top of the welterweight division for a while. And I don't know if I don't think he looked that his last fight. I can't remember who that was against, but he didn't look that great, I don't think. I think it was like a
MVP.
split. Oh yeah, yeah, split decision win.
Yep.
So I think if Colby could do like what Bilal just did to Leon, which I wish Colby would have went that aggressive when he fought Leon, but if Colby could be aggressive and do his wrestling like he's is known for against Ian Gary, yeah, I think it'd be a long night for Ian. But um, it's so hard once that cage door closes. Man, there's a lot that those fighters have to deal with. So we sit here on the outside, we got all the answers, and I'm I'm just a fan. I'm a fan that has like big opinions, but yeah, I'd love to see him fight. He's from here, obviously same town, and so yeah, I'm a fan. Want him to succeed, but yeah, there's the great fights coming up. I think Joe is saying we should go to the Sphere. I think it's like right before our Utah hunt in September. So I think I'll go to that one.
Yeah, I think the headliner for that is Sugar and Marab, right?
Yeah, that should
Yeah,
be. Yeah, that'd be a good card. That yeah, I don't. Oh God, there's some other good fights too. I can't remember, but yeah, that would be a good one. I just watched the one today with Corey and
I did too. Yep.
Khabib's brother. Yeah, that's
Yep.
Corey. Man, he's good, but it's just a tough matchup. Those freaking Nurmagomedovs or whatever. It's
Yeah, they
a,
get you.
it's
They
a,
get you.
they're tough. I don't see how. So Khabib 29 fights, 29-0. I think he retired as
Yep.
never bled. How do you fight professional fighters in a cage and never bleed? It's just insane.
I mean, dude,
But
when you
yeah,
look at I think he's lost like one round ever.
I think to Connor, I think
Yeah.
that like the third round or whatever it was to Connor.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think that was.
maybe one to Poirier. I don't remember. Maybe one or two, but yeah, not many, man. Good
Yeah, it
grief.
was right. I mean, so yeah, you talk about 29 fights, but all those rounds and to lose one or potentially two, insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
unbelievable. What a
Yeah,
thrill though, watching it cage side like that though. How fucking amazing is that?
must be nice. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Where did that come from? Remind me. Did you make that
Uh,
up or how did that come about?
oh, I didn't. I couldn't have made it up. That's such a cliche saying, but it's just what you just keep hearing. You know how it goes. Once you
Yeah.
kind of earn some opportunities or earn whatever, people they started off, or you have a nice truck, even a nice truck. Like if I had a four-wheel drive Toyota back in the day, people would be like, "Oh, it must be nice to be able to have a sweet rig like that." You know what I mean? And so just kind of it's whatever level you're at. There's always people who will say it must be nice. So it just turns into a kind of a joke because you know me and Joe joke around about it mostly, which is why somebody made that flag. But because he's like, yeah, it is fucking really nice. It's really nice to be able to do all this. Of course it is. So yeah, but it's the potential is there for everybody. Get out there and earn it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I know you're gonna do the same thing I'm fixing to do. As soon as we wrap this up, I'm gonna go home and watch that stand-up special.
I know. Yeah. I know. He did it last night and said he killed it. So I think he did a practice run last night. I think they might even film some of it. But yeah, tonight was live on Netflix, which is pretty rare. But I'm sure Joe is so disciplined, dude. I mean, when you talk to like even shooting arrows, he shoots way more than I shoot. He'll just stand up
Really?
to hours in the sun, sweating all through all his clothes. Just so when you got that type of discipline, um, it's he's just gonna shine when the pressure's on. So I'm sure he's gonna kill it tonight.
Yeah, did you watch his video in the cold tub the other day when he was talking about it?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
shared that one.
it's fucking
Yeah,
cool, man.
I know. Yeah, it's I don't know, pretty awesome. Just because his story, if you look at his story too, he's just like anybody else, where he came up, no advantage, no silver spoon for sure, just like northeast part of the country up there, and just kept grinding. Went to LA as an actor, made it on news radio, did some other sitcom stuff, and Fear Factor then. And then, I mean, how can you? I don't know. I don't see how you can really criticize him because he's earned everything he's got, and he's just got a lot. But he fucking worked his ass off. So he's an inspiration to me for sure.
Yeah, and I've heard so many mixed things about like, oh, is Joe a good advocate for hunting and shit? Yes and no, and I'm like, how can you like any good like where I come from, man, any press is fucking good press. Honestly, if you're talking about it, like
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I think he does a great job too, especially like in the cold tub. He's like, do hard things. I know he talks about it a lot, and that's what he said, but again, like it's so important.
Yeah. No, he's a great for hunting. Could you imagine if he was anti-hunting with his
Dude,
platform?
we'd be
I mean, we
fucked.
yeah. So people are like, I don't, yeah, of course people will criticize it because he does. It's like, oh, well, if he had to hunt on his own on public land, he wouldn't. It's like, shut the fuck up. Good. Obviously, he's not going to go on public land and start out. Yeah, we did that because that's all we could do. That was the only option we had. You wouldn't do it if you had other options either. So it's like,
Mm-mm.
don't criticize him. And he's a great advocate. He's just like, and he knows, where he started. I think I took him on his first elk hunt in 2015. And I remember we had two bulls coming in, just like kind of smaller bulls, like 5 points. And they were like in this little creek bed. And bulls are bugling to each other, but they're getting closer, closer, closer. And one came out like at 10 yards right here. And afterwards, so this was 9 years ago, he said that was the the most intense or the most nervous or the most whatever situation he's ever been in. And this is after he's done all his stuff. But those bulls coming in. So I love, the honesty he has, how he appreciates it, how he knows how hard he has to work to make it, be successful. Because just like any hunter, people make bad shots and it kills you, right? So then you have to outwork those mistakes essentially, and he does that. And his attitude is like even when we're on a hunt, and I'll be like telling him something or like okay, get right here, get here, draw your bow or whatever. He's not like he just does whatever. He's so confident or secure in who he is. Even hunting guys can have this ego battle or whatever sometimes, and it's like, you do what you need to follow me. no, I'm not following you or whatever. It's like guys do this weird little thing. Joe's just like, he's so far beyond that. He's just like, I'm just here to learn. Just tell me what to do. And it's like, that sounds super simple, but it's hard for men to do. And so I respect that part too. But as far as being an advocate for hunting, I don't see how you could get a better one because he talks about it in such a great way that gives people who don't hunt perspective on why we do it and why it's important. And it's just like anybody who's criticizing that, so freaking dipshit. That's all there is to it. So yeah, I'm really glad he's in our corner.
Facts. No, me too, man. Me too. What's your
Yeah.
season look like? I know you're, I can't believe I caught you, although I probably got a couple more weeks until you're gone all the time. But what's that looking like? How many tags you got?
Yeah, I usually, I do 4 or 5 elk hunts every year. So I got 4 this year. I'm starting off with um grizzly up in Alaska at the end of August here. So that'll be like the first kind of warm up to the fall hunt. I've killed 4 this year already, so I feel it's anytime I come off a break and then you get into the mountains, it takes a little bit, right? Because we're so
Mhm.
used to this regular bullshit life. So you kind of got to slow down, really appreciate the different, I don't know, just the place you are in life at that time on the hunt, where it's just it's so much different than regular life. So yeah, I've had some good hunts already this year, but it's been a little while. So that first one in Alaska, it's I'll be always have to be real intentional on the my first hunt of the fall, just to be like, okay, let's not where I would make mistakes in the past would be like I'd see an opportunity and I just close too fast because I'm just like got this mindset of the regular life where shit has to happen. We got to make it happen now, right? And so I would get an opportunity and I'd be like, I need to be right there right now, and I could kill that animal. So I'd fuck up and rush, go too fast or not be patient when I should. So on the first one, I'm always very intentional about just making good decisions. And once you get later into the season, like on my other 4 elk hunts, that just happens. But on the first one, yeah, it's that grizzly hunt. That'll be a good one. I'll be up with Kip. I'm excited about it. We always have a good time. We hunt hard, and I want a big adventure. I love the intensity of being on the ground with grizzly. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely ready. Shooting good. I got a bow I can't show, so it kind of sucks. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I'll be using that bow and that's what I've been shooting like the long distance through the truck with, because that new bow I'm so freaking confident in. This other one I've just been that I can show on video, that's like my old, it's a little 70-pound bow I had when I hurt my shoulder, and I don't even really care about it, but I just have to use it for these little trick shot things. But yeah, I'm ready to make something happen this year.
Awesome. I want to be respectful of your time. I got two more things, man. Can you give us any hints at potential podcast guests? And if not, I'll kick rocks. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, no, we got some good ones. We got Sage Steele. She's on tap. She's supposed to come, but I was gonna get surgery. I'm a big fan of her. She's awesome.
The
Riley
journalist?
Gaines. Yeah, Sage Steele, the
Okay.
free
Yeah.
show on ESPN.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Um, yeah, she's good. Riley Gaines. Had to move her after the foot thing or the movie thing, some stupid whatever, some reason. But I really want Riley Gaines here. She's that swimmer who, the chicks with dicks beat her in the I think she swam for Penn, or he swam for whatever, whoever the fuck. But anyway, Riley Gaines should have won, but the guy won. So and then Chad Wright, and then let's see. I don't know. I got some others, yeah, but those are the ones I can think of.
Hell yeah.
Should be good. Should be
And
good.
last thing I got for you, what kind of rollie is that? And how many of them you got? Because me and my buddy were trying to figure it out the other day.
Oh, I only got one. Yeah, I'm not a big watch collector. I got one, and I don't know what it is actually.
You
I don't
don't
know what
need
it
to. Fuck it. It says
is.
Rolex on it.
I mean, they're not. I think you can spend like I don't even know what you can spend. That one was like 15 grand, which to me it's a lot for a watch. But
That's yeah, yeah. That's the one I was looking at. I was looking to get me one like 12, 13, 14. I've been saving up. I want one of those Submariners. My buddy's a
yeah,
watch head and we were trying
I
to
think
figure.
that's actually what it is. I mean, I've heard
Yep.
people say I'm not a huge watch guy. It was this jewelry shop here in town. They made me that my bear claw necklace,
Yep. Yep.
that one with the rubies, and so I was just supporting them. And I've never had a good watch, but it's crazy how many people notice watches. You know
It's
what I mean?
wild. I've
I
been
mean,
getting into it, man. I'm telling you,
yeah,
I don't know for whatever fucking reason since I was a kid, I was like, I'm gonna get a Rolex, but I've never been a watch head. But now it's
yeah,
getting bad. I'm always like when I'm watching Kill Tony, I'm trying to figure out which one Hinchcliffe is
yeah,
wearing, and it's a weird
yeah.
obsession.
No, it's cool, but people do notice, and it's you gotta have a good watch. So I don't wear. It's not like I wear my bear claw necklace every day. So that's about the only thing. I don't wear any jewelry. It's just if I wear a watch, that's just the thing. But yeah, it's cool having nice stuff. I mean, who doesn't like nice shit, right?
That's it. That's it, man. You're lying if you don't. That's it.
Hey, so what's your goals with the podcast?
Keep fucking going, man.
Yeah,
Just be consistent. Try to get, it's a great question, Cam. Really just try to perfect the craft, try to get I wouldn't necessarily say like bigger name people on it.
yeah,
I'm starting to make some money with it now, which is obviously pretty cool because I put a lot of fucking time into it.
yeah,
But just have quality conversations. That's one of the main things. Like, I don't want to talk about hunting all the time, right? Like, you get it. You got scientists on there, and I want it to be diverse. I don't want it to just be working out and talking hunting all the time. I want to learn from people and in turn help others learn as well.
yeah. Like be the translator from that's what I would say. It's like these super smart scientists, they can't talk to somebody like me, but maybe I can help translate, to
Exactly.
somebody like me. But yeah, I'm just curious because you know, uh there's so many different ways you can go with podcasts. I don't think people are very intentional about when their goals. So I was just curious if you had like specific goals or metrics that you're trying to get to, or how you're trying to grow, or how do you improve your product? You know what I mean? Because that's the name of the game is in hunting or anything in life. It's like, are you getting better? So I'm just curious if you're intentional. And I would say the same things to my kids. My kids or whatever. But it's like, okay, are you intentional about where you're going, or is it just fucking wherever I end up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why wanted to ask you because as I said, I'm a fan of what you do, and I think you do a great job. But that doesn't mean you can't do better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm looking at myself the same way. It's not like I have all the answers because I'm just like you. My first podcast probably sucks shit, but hopefully you get better at it. But still, I have some specific goals on what I want to do, and so I was just curious about your approach.
Yeah. It's really the end goal with it is to be able to have in-person conversations because there's so much more meaning behind them, right? Like if you and I were kicking it at a table, like this thing would go on for probably 2 hours, right? It's just so much
Yeah,
more personable. It's easier to
yeah,
communicate. So I'd love to get it into a position where I like to travel. So either travel to guests and or
yeah,
have guests travel to me. But obviously that comes through, sponsorships and stuff. And I've had people approach me all the time, but their product might be shit or I think they're a terrible person. Like I actually have to form a relationship with that individual first before we do anything. So
yeah.
really just honing in on relationships right now too, which is I feel like I'm really hitting my stride over the past few months with it. But like you said, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, I mean, are you putting out, how we do like the little snippets of the reels? Are you doing that from your conversations? Have you started doing that yet? I haven't noticed.
I used to do it a lot. I've kind of
Okay.
cut back. I've kind of cut back on it. I'm so anal about like video quality is the problem.
Oh,
And when you
right.
when
Yeah.
you when you do them, it just doesn't look professional. Like somebody's background or like even mine right now. I'm not in my studio, and it's like I want it
Right.
to be not only I want it to be visually appealing as well. So I kind of
Yeah.
struggle with that, but I probably should just say fuck it and get obviously marketing out that way as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a way to get those little, because not sometimes people won't have time to listen to the whole podcast, but if you have a hard hitting thing, they'd be
Yeah.
like, shit, I need to listen to this guy,
Yep.
because everybody has 30 seconds to watch a little clip of a reel of your podcast. And then that could help grow, your following for sure. And then so are you making money from, I know you do some personal training too, or
Hmm.
coaching or coming up with plans, and then have you started doing any merchandise at all or anything like that?
Just little
Like
shit, Cam,
for the
like ha
podcast? Yeah.
yeah, just little shit like hats and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um I think that'd be a great avenue to go as well with merch, especially in the fitness realm of things, right? Like workout shorts and stuff like that. I think would be
Yeah.
would hit very nicely.
Yeah. Cause it's like you build your following and you have people who are loyal to you and they will support you either by buying the shirt, the hat,
Hmm.
if it's available, I
I
mean,
can't
so
keep I can't keep them. That's been the cool
yeah,
thing about doing it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So it sounds like it's going good. I mean, I just want you to keep growing and keep kicking ass. And where are you, Bozeman? Was that where it was?
Billings.
Or Billings? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Eastern
mean,
Montana.
yeah. So I mean, you guys got an airport there. You can get people in there. I used to
Yep.
fly in there when I'd go to Eastman's and Thermopolis or Powell, or no, Powell. Yeah, I used to fly into Billings and have to drive to Powell, Wyoming.
Yep. Yep. That's the main goal with it though. If I could do this in person,
Yeah,
I mean it
you
just
definitely
goes. Yep.
take it up another level for sure. But you're doing a great job. Yeah, keep it up. Hopefully, I can make Truett do one too. You can
Don't
follow
worry.
your lead.
Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, you'd get a lot of listens, man. People love his shit. He's a grinder. Some of his stuff is wild. 1,000 pull-ups a day, get lost. Good grief.
Yeah. I just told him, I said, just, talk about your training, talk about your goals, talk about, because they both started lifting when they were 14. So they've been doing it now for shit, dude, 16, 17 years. So they got a lot of lessons he could share because there's a lot of young guys out there that really don't know what the fuck they're doing with working out.
Hmm.
So, and my boys, I helped them, but they were kind of did it on their own for a while too. Tanner's out gone to the army. Truett's been doing his thing, trying to get this world record with the pull-ups and all that. So it's like he's got a lot of lessons he could share with young guys, or a lot of tips. I think it'd be good.
Without question, I think it'd be good too. Is he still
Yeah.
in Utah?
Yeah. Yep. Still in
Yeah,
Utah.
good on him.
Yeah.
Cam, dude, I fucking appreciate the hell out of it, man. Really do.
Yeah.
You're doing me a solid. I tried my best. I think I've asked you one time ever, and it was way, way early on, and then I just let the people handle it from there, man. So
Yeah. No, I'm good. It's just hard for me to take time out, but for you, definitely I'm pumped to if your people wanted to hear me, whatever I had to say, here we go. So yeah, I appreciate you.
thanks again, man. We'll cut it there.
Right. All right. Well, have a good night,
Awesome,
brother.
brother.
See you.
Thank you,
Bye.
man. See ya.
Later.